Sharon's scary news for Traci, Kyle and Claire make trouble. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, March 26, reveal that Sharon Newman will have some scary news for Traci Abbott, while Kyle Abbott and Claire Newman make mischief. First, on Wednesday's YNR episode, Traci will travel to the coffee house, where she'll have a very enlightening conversation with Sharon. Since Traci got updates from Kyle about Sharon's hostage crisis at the clinic, she'll ask how she's doing now. That'll deliver some unsettling details about Sharon and Phyllis Summers' ordeal. The more Traci learns, the more she'll realize those clinic-related messages on Alan Loran, aka Martin Lawrence's phone, must be tied to the kidnapper. Traci should be appalled as she suspects Alan held Sharon and Phyllis captive. It'll register on Traci that perhaps she doesn't know Alan as well as she thought she did. Traci will eventually settle on the notion that Alan may be someone else entirely, so she'll start putting this Martin swap puzzle together and making some alarming predictions. Meanwhile, Jack Abbott will cross paths with Nikki Newman at Society, so they'll do some clashing while they're there. All paths lead to Victor Newman when it comes to Abbott-Newman conflict, so he'll no doubt be the source of Nikki and Jack's latest disagreement. Over with Kyle and Claire, they'll step outside the box somehow. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Claire and Kyle will become rule breakers. So what kind of mischief will they cause? Diane Jenkins Abbott has been hiding the Abbott mansion refresh so far, but it's conceivable Claire and Kyle will slip in for an early peek. That would classify as breaking the rules, at least Diane's rules. Of course, it's also conceivable Kyle and Claire will break some rules elsewhere on canvas. There might be some romantic activity that necessitates sneaking somewhere Claire and Kyle aren't supposed to be. There's even a chance that Kyle and Claire could get tangled up in all the Alan mayhem if their rule-breaking mission links in with that storyline. Whatever the case, Claire and Kyle will go off the rails a bit in Wednesday's YNR episode, so remain tuned to see what they'll get themselves into. On The Young and the Restless, Daniel Goddard played two roles, Kane Ashby and his twin sibling Caleb. Fans were deeply upset when they believed they witnessed Kane being killed in 2011. The outcry ranged from calls and emails to the network to a banner demanding his return being flown over the studios at CBS that read, "YNR fans want Daniel Goddard as Kane Ashby." Goddard returned, and viewers learned that it was his twin brother who had been slain, and Kane had been alive all along, pretending to be Caleb. Of course, he had what he deemed a valid reason, but things were never really the same for fan faves Kane and Lily. But now, not only are fans clamoring for Goddard's return again, but there could be a valid reason why his character, Kane Ashby, needs to be in Genoa City. Last seen in 2019, Kane left for Australia to locate his father, Colin Atkinson. You may remember Colin was Jill's husband, and he had departed Genoa City after stealing the fortune of Catherine Chancellor. Devon, Catherine's grandson, was the benefactor of Catherine's fortune, but Colin swindled it. Kane had vowed to redeem himself to his family and friends by tracking down Colin and getting the money back, pledging not to return until he had accomplished that mission. But 5 years is a lot of time, particularly in Soapland. Did Kane ever locate Colin? Is it time for him to return back to Genoa City and make things right with his family? While it's totally possible that Kane was truly involved in the will forgery scam that Colin pulled off, and the two of them are living the high life in the outback, there are some characters on The Young and the Restless that could benefit from Kane's return to Genoa City. It's debatable whether Kane's return would be welcomed by Lily Winters. When Lily and Kane were at their finest, they were a well-matched, semi-super couple potential duo. Although Lily's been in other relationships, nothing has ever really eclipsed her one with Kane, even though it took a dive or two. Lily's had a difficult year, and if Kane's grown up and redeemed himself, then they could be well-suited again. It's hard to say if Lily would truly be interested, or how their kids, Maddie and Charlie, would feel about a family reunion. But a more interesting twist would be how Kane's return could influence Billy Abbott. While there was a time when everyone believed Kane was Jill's son, the sibling rivalry between Billy and Kane was real. Kane coming back could be a plot twist in Billy's endeavor to get back Chancellor that no one saw coming. After all, Billy intends to do to Victor what Victor did to Billy, and bring down Chancellor from the inside. While Billy intends to ensure that Nikki fails at being Chancellor's CEO, Victor's plan had an extra step that Billy can't carry off on his own. Victor bought the company from Jill. But if Kane was to return with the financial flow, then maybe it's something the two of them could do together. And reseating Lily where she believed she belonged could go a long way in Kane's redemption with Lily, Billy, and Devon as well. In a recent Instagram post, Daniel Goddard garnered fan attention when he hinted at a possible return to YNR. Okay, so he didn't actually state the show's name, or mention anyone or anything related, but he did say he had major news that he couldn't share yet. What other significant news could he possibly have that YNR fans would want to hear? In the video post, Goddard said, "So I just wanted to reach out and say hello, and see how you were doing, and tell you that something truly incredible is in the midst. And I cannot wait to share more." Goddard captioned the video with, "I've missed you very much. You'll never know how much each and every one of you means to me. There is nothing more potent than the human connection. Nothing. Family, community, and connectivity is the substance that holds us together. Because I said the core of each and every one of us is the desire to be understood and adored by people that matter." Whiteheart, executive producer and head writer of The Young and the Restless Josh Griffith, also had the wheels turning when he told Soap Opera Digest, "I think that Lily is going to find true love." Could that be with Kane? The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Victor Newman somehow always lands on top whenever he concocts a scheme or someone targets him, particularly in business. The mustache has decades of experience and is as astute as they come. However, are his days of winning numbered? Billy Abbott has let go of revenge motives. One person who seems to always get scorched by Victor is Billy Abbott. There's no love lost between these two rivals, and Newman's hate-on for Billy stems from him being an Abbott, Jack Abbott's younger sibling no less, and of course, Billy's past romance with Victor's daughter Victoria Newman. In fact, Billy recently got dinged by the mustache when Victor snatched Abbott Chancellor right from under him, convincing his mom, Jill Abbott, to sell the company to him, rather than allowing her son to ruin it. Victor manipulated Jill and triumphed, despite Billy's attempts to reason with her. While Billy was dead bent on some justice, he decided to fluff it off and move forward. But will that all alter once he has a chat with Aristotle Dumas? Is Victor Newman going down? The Young and the Restless spoilers for Monday, March 24th suggest that Billy will receive a message from Dumas, as Sally Spectra alerts her beau to the notification on his phone. During the episode, Victor confessed to having a history with Aristotle. So could it be that the mysterious tycoon is seeking out one of the mustache's biggest in-town enemies to align and strike back at Newman? Billy and his new communications company might offer the perfect alliance for Dumas, depending on the scheme he has in store for Victor. While Billy has stated he doesn't want revenge on Victor, if he had a billionaire partner supporting this move, would he alter his mind? Sharon Collins has always been a central figure in The Young and the Restless, often finding herself in the middle of significant storylines. This time, she's the harbinger of devastating news for Traci Abbott. But what exactly is this news, and why is it so frightening? The nature of the news. Rumors suggest that Sharon may have uncovered a dark secret related to Traci's past, or possibly a looming threat to someone she adores. Some possibilities include a health crisis. Could Sharon have discovered that Traci is facing a life-threatening illness? A hidden family secret. Is there a long-buried Abbott family scandal about to resurface? A dangerous enemy. Has Sharon learned that someone has targeted Traci or her family? Whatever the truth, Sharon's delivery of the news is destined to be emotional. Traci, known for her kind and nurturing nature, may struggle to process the information, resulting to intense scenes between the two women. Traci's reaction. Traci Abbott has always been the center of the Abbott family, compassionate, wise, and resilient. However, this news could drive her to her limits. Will she break down? Or will she rise to the occasion and fight back? Given Traci's history, she may initially retreat into denial before gathering the fortitude to confront the issue head-on. This storyline could also bring Traci closer to other family members, particularly her siblings Jack and Ashley, who may coalesce around her in support. 2. Kyle and Claire make trouble. While Sharon and Traci cope with their crisis, Kyle Abbott and Claire Grace are stirring up their own brand of chaos. Both characters have complicated histories, and their recent actions could have far-reaching consequences. Kyle's role in the drama. Kyle Abbott has always been a bit of a wild card. Charismatic, but prone to questionable decisions. Recently, he's been entangled in power struggles at Jabot and his personal life. Possible methods he's causing trouble. Corporate manipulation. Is Kyle making moves to undermine Jack or Diane at Jabot? Romantic entanglements. Could his relationship with Summer or another woman be causing instability? Alliance with Claire. If Kyle is working with Claire, what's their endgame? Kyle's ambition often blinds him to the consequences of his actions. And this time may be no different. His schemes could backfire spectacularly, placing him at odds with his family once again. Claire's mysterious agenda. Claire Grace has been an intriguing addition to the show, with her connection to the Newman family adding layers of intrigue. Her recent behavior suggests she's up to something perilous. Possible theories. Seeking revenge. Does Claire fault the Newmans for past wrongs? Playing mind games. Is she manipulating those around her for personal gain? A hidden ally. Could she be covertly working with someone like Jordan or Victoria? Claire's unpredictability makes her a curiosity. If she and Kyle are teaming up, their combined scheming could spread havoc across Genoa City. 3. The emotional fallout. With Sharon's news shaking Traci and Kyle and Claire causing chaos, the emotional ripple effects will be enormous. Impact on the Abbott family. The Abbotts are no strangers to drama, but this situation could test their unity. Jack Abbott. As the family patriarch, Jack will likely step in to protect Traci, but will his own conflicts with Kyle get in the way? Ashley Abbott. Always fierce and protective, Ashley may take drastic measures if she believes Traci is threatened. Diane Jenkins. As Kyle's mother, Diane may find herself divided between defending her son and siding with the rest of the family. Newman family involvement. Given Claire's connections to the Newmans, Victor and Victoria may get pulled into the mess. Victor Newman. Will he intervene to halt Claire's schemes, or does he have his own agenda? Victoria Newman. If Claire is targeting the Abbotts, will Victoria attempt to stop her or exploit the situation? Romantic and friendship fallout. Sharon and Nick. If Sharon is involved in a significant crisis, how will Nick react? Will he support her? Summer and Kyle. If Kyle's actions harm Summer again, will their relationship survive? For fan reactions and theories. Fans of The Young and the Restless are bustling with speculation. Some popular hypotheses include Traci's secret child. Could Sharon's news reveal that Traci has a long-lost child? Claire's true parentage. Is Claire connected to the Abbotts in a startling way? A deadly twist. Could someone be in mortal peril, leading to a tragic exit? Viewers are also debating whether Kyle and Claire's alliance will last, or if one will betray the other. Conclusion. Sharon's frightening news for Traci and Kyle, and Claire's troublemaking, are setting the stage for explosive drama in The Young and the Restless. With emotional confrontations, familial betrayals, and unpredictable twists, this storyline promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats. Will Traci surmount the shocking revelation? How far will Kyle and Claire go before their machinations collapse? And which other characters will be drawn into the chaos? One thing is certain. Genoa City will never be the same after these events transpire. Why Billy Abbott needs Daniel Goddard's Kane Ashby back on The Young and the Restless. For years, The Young and the Restless has flourished on dynamic rivalries, complex relationships, and unexpected alliances. One of the most compelling dynamics in the show's history was the tension between Billy Abbott and Kane Ashby. While Kane has been absent from Genoa City since 2019, his return could reinvigorate Billy's storyline, adding much-needed conflict, emotional depth, and a fresh trajectory for the Abbott family drama. Here's why Billy Abbott urgently needs Kane Ashby back in his life, and why YNR should bring Daniel Goddard back to the canvas. 1. Reigniting the Billy-Kane rivalry. Billy and Kane's rivalry was one of the most intense in YNR history. Their animosity originated from multiple sources. The Lily factor. Both men were profoundly connected to Lily Winters. Kane was married to her, while Billy had an ardent relationship with her. Their competition for Lily's devotion led to explosive confrontations. Business clashes. As members of prominent families, their professional lives often collided, particularly at brash and sassy and Chancellor Winters. Personal betrayals. Kane once faked his own demise, leaving Lily heartbroken, only for Billy to swoop in. Later, Billy's schemes often placed him at odds with Kane's moral compass. With Billy currently struggling to find his position in the Abbott dynasty, Kane's return could reignite this rivalry, giving Billy a compelling antagonist. 2. Billy needs a true foil. Billy Abbott has always been at his best when he has someone to challenge him. Over the years, his most gripping storylines involved conflicts with Victor Newman, the consummate patriarch who saw Billy as a reckless nuisance. Adam Newman, a fellow agitator whose schemes often mirrored Billy's. Jack Abbott, his sibling, whose moral superiority frustrated Billy. However, in recent years, Billy has lacked a genuine rival. His conflicts with Adam have abated, and his relationship with Jack is more stable. Kane's return could provide the perfect foil. Someone who understands Billy's weaknesses and isn't afraid to call him out. A renewed feud could drive Billy into darker territory, forcing him to confront his past mistakes and redefine his future. 3. The Abbott family needs more internal conflict. The Abbott family has always been a cornerstone of Y&R, but lately, their narratives have lacked the intensity of the Newman family's drama. Bringing back Kane could change things up in several ways. Kane's history with the Abbotts. Though not an Abbott by lineage, Kane was married to Jill Abbott's daughter, making him part of the extended family. His return could create tension between Jill and Billy, particularly if Kane sides with her against him. Business power struggles. If Kane returns with a vendetta, he could challenge Billy's position at Jabot or Chancellor Winters, reigniting corporate warfare. Emotional fallout. Billy's past betrayals could resurface, forcing him to confront unresolved guilt. A strong antagonist like Kane would give the Abbott family the dramatic propellant they've been missing. 4. Daniel Goddard's charisma and fan appeal. Daniel Goddard was a fan favorite during his 12-year tenure as Kane Ashby. His charm, intensity, and emotional range made Kane a multidimensional character. Someone who could be a hero, a villain, or a flawed romantic protagonist. Bringing Goddard back would boost ratings. Many fans still mourn Kane and would tune in to see his return. Add star power. Goddard's on-screen presence is magnetic, and his rapport with the cast was always electric. Open new story possibilities. Whether as a reformed family man or a vengeful ex, Kane's return could create fresh narratives. 5. Billy's redemption arc needs stakes. Billy has spent years attempting to redeem himself after his self-destructive phases. However, true redemption requires facing past demons, and Kane represents one of Billy's greatest unresolved conflicts. Unfinished business. Billy never fully made amends for his role in hurting Kane's family. Moral mirror. Kane could force Billy to confront whether he's really changed, or if he's still the same heedless troublemaker. Legacy consequences. If Billy's children discover about his past with Kane, it could strain their relationships. A storyline where Billy must ultimately take accountability for his actions against Kane could be one of his most powerful arcs yet. 6. The Winters family connection. With Y&R concentrating more on the Winters family, Kane's return could strengthen their presence. Lily's dilemma. If Kane comes back, would she be divided between him and Billy again? Devon's role. Devon has assumed center stage in Chancellor Winters. Kane's return could challenge his leadership, generating a power struggle. Nate's ambitions. Nate has been maneuvering for control. Would he see Kane as an ally or a threat? Kane's ties to the Winters family lend another layer of drama that could elevate multiple storylines.